Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, record-breaking cornerback, 50 interceptions in 10 seasons. Welcome back to the show. We live. It's Monday Night Vibes, baby. Let's have some fun tonight. Y'all come on in. Like I always say, let me know where y'all tapping in from. Y'all talk to me, I talk back. Salute to the chat. Salute to the people out there, man. It's a lot going on out here in the world of X, better known as Twitter, man. It's going down on Twitter. People swinging left and right, right to left. Everybody got something to say. You understand what I'm saying? All right, tonight we're going to talk about Robert Griffin III. We're going to talk about Rayan Clarke. We're going to get into a little Travis Hunter, some things that I seen. I have some evidence to back up all the things that I say, you know, my analysis of how I see things as a professional, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I can't let Shannon Sharpe live. I missed the clip. I missed something that I needed to say last time. So we got to talk about Shannon Sharpe, you know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. Wisconsin in the building, man, all the way Wisconsin, Green Bay. Does Green Bay have a chance at getting to that bowl? I always like Green Bay team, man, with Jordan Love, man. They got a little talent on that team, man, but I don't know. They could put a few pieces to the puzzle. They possibly can get to the chip or the NFC Championship or something like that, man. You know what I mean? I like Green Bay. I like that young quarterback, Jordan Love. But yeah, man, y'all come on in. Y'all talk to me. I talk back. Y'all know how it go, man. Let's have some fun tonight. We have a lot to talk about. Like I say, we're going to get into this thing, man. We're going to get into this thing. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's jump right on into this thing, man. Hey, between each segment, man, we do a little Q&A. I answer questions and super chat and things like that. Like I say, man, if y'all want to buy me a drink, you know, buy me some lunch, dinner, anything like that, you know, I'm gonna let the chat know it was on y'all. If y'all, you know, if y'all want to look out. I do toast and everything, you know what I mean? But Robert Griffin III, we're going to start with Robert Griffin III. You know what I mean? Robert Griffin III and Rayan Clarke are two of the same kind. Oh, excuse me. You know I got to warm up. Take me a little minute to warm up. But Robert Griffin III, the third, and Rayan Clarke are two of the same kind. Like I said, first we would get on RG3. Then I would tell you how I feel about Rayan Clarke. Gutsy response to RG3. What it do, chat? What do y'all think about what's going on between these two guys, man? In my opinion, man, they were both out of line. Both of these guys was out of line in their own way, you know what I mean? And today is May 19th. We got a new holiday, guys. Today is May 19th. Can't nobody guess what today's holiday is. Only LaShawn McCoy can, because we already talked about it. I want to nominate May 19th as National Cornball Day, since these two fellas are trending on X. Yeah, that's right. May 19th, National Cornball Day. That's when everything exploded. It's not even 12 a.m. yet, so it's still May 19th. Man, these two guys are funny, man. I'm telling you. All right, Robert Griffin III, RG3, better known as RG3. Let me tell you, man, you can tell when someone has that itch to say something stupid, man, make a controversial and stupid comment that they understand will make headlines and gain a lot of views and attention. You can tell when someone is itching to say that. And Robert Griffin III, why would you say something like that about Angela Reese? Knowing he is in an interracial relationship, right? Knowing he's in an interracial relationship, I'm not going to be disrespectful and, you know, and call the man, you know, say he's in a white relationship or he has a white wife and things like that. No, I'm going to have a little more respect than Rayan Clarke. Rayan Clarke was going all out crazy. He was just talking crazy, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be disrespectful like Rayan Clarke. That I feel that was a little disrespectful. Now, you got to understand, RG3 has to straddle both sides of the fence because of this interracial relationship or his, you know, interracial status. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, being married to a white woman or a white man being married to a black woman. There's nothing wrong with that, for the record, right? Now, because he is a black man and his wife is white is the only reason RG3 feels entitled to speak down on Angela Reese. Yeah, he was talking down on Angela Reese. I didn't see nowhere where he had to make these comments, right? Being that his life fits the narrative, he feels the right to speak up. That's what it is. I'm telling you, that's the only reason he feels that he can speak up on this situation, because he feels that his life and his relationship fits the narrative, right? I would describe RG3's character as a yes man. He's a yes man type of guy. You know, he looks at one color superior to the other. And these are all in my opinion, right? I'm sure he believes his comments he made about Angela Reese will make someone happy. And that's probably ESPN. You know what I mean? Right? He ain't make these comments for no reason. I'm sure he understands it's going to make someone happy. Shout out to the super chat. Yes, sir. I'm going to get to you in a few seconds. But check RG3 out and his wife. You understand what I'm saying? Just for context, so we can understand what we're going through. No disrespect, all respectfully and things like that. So here we are right here, right? Now, this is RG3's comments. RG3 comments about Angela Reese. He says, after watching Caitlyn's card, flagrant foul on Angela Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angela Reese can continue the lie she doesn't dislike Caitlyn Clarke. I know what hatred looks like. Angela Reese hates Caitlyn Clarke. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Hate. Right? Harsh. Let me reread that. After watching Caitlyn's card, flagrant foul on Angela Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angela Reese can continue that lie she doesn't dislike Caitlyn Clarke. I know what hatred looks like. Angela Reese hates Caitlyn Clarke. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Just plain hate. That's his response to him watching a basketball game. And two players fouling each other back and forth. That was the response he had to come up with. The foul he is speaking on was nothing more than two athletes competing. Angela Reese commits a hard foul. Caitlyn Clarke retaliates. She fouls Angela Reese back hard and gets Angela Reese upset. Reese has to be restrained just like any other basketball player who has a temper or doesn't take shit on the court. That's normal. Angela Reese was upset. Caitlyn Clarke flagrantly fouled her. Ooh, I'm having tongue twisters tonight. Yeah, Angela Reese was upset. That Caitlyn flagrant, goddamn it, fouled her. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And then RG3 thought it was necessary to make this about black and white, a white and black thing. He used the term hate. To describe how he felt about Angela, how he felt about Angela Reese feels about Caitlyn Clarke. He used the term hate. Hate is a very strong word to describe what he thinks Angela Reese feels about Caitlyn Clarke. That's wild. That's wild. Hate from watching a basketball game. How do you come up with the term hate? That must have been in his soul for some time. He's been dying to say that. You know what I mean? He's been waiting and eager just to spew this nonsense. And then it doesn't stop there. Y'all know this been going on for hours and hours. Then RG3 doubles down. He doubles down. And he recited a quote from Angela Reese to prove his point. At this time, it's Dez Bryant and a bunch of other athletes who started to come for RG3. Angela Reese said she didn't mind being the villain of the WNBA, basically. And this is RG3 defense. Check it out. This is what RG3 had to say. Respectfully, Angela Reese said she is the villain, refused to answer questions about Caitlin Clarke, and has celebrated flagrant fouls on Caitlin Clarke. Green, the third, answered, I'm not helping create anything. Angela Reese has fed into this with her actions. She needs to do better, he added. That's what RG3 response was to Dez Bryant. You know, he was going at it. But one thing RG3 doesn't realize while he's taking shots at Angela Reese, a black woman, he's dissing the whole black community of women. That's how I see it. You know, for a man that's in an interracial relationship, right? Because if he was married to a black woman, his conclusion on that foul would have never been a hot take for him. You know what I mean? That would have never been a hot take for him. That conclusion on that foul, he would have never came up with Angela Reese hates Caitlin Clarke if he would have been married to a black woman. I can't see it possible. Now, it hits me different when I see black men going out their way to make black women look bad. That's crazy to me. The first thing I think about when I see black men down in black women is my first love, my mom. You know, that's your first love, your mom. And the struggle she had to go through as a black woman raising black kids. That's what I see. Because at the end of the day, all these women are going to be moms at the end of the day, one day. And here's one of Rayan Clarke's comments about RG3, insinuating many, many different things, in my opinion. All right, here we go. This continues. Oh, man, this is where it gets a little spooky. It starts to get real spooky. Now, this is Rayan Clarke's comments, and we know about Rayan Clarke. One thing we know about RG3 is he is not having conversation at his home about what black women have to endure in this country. You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. That's a little deep. You're coming at him strong. The weasel Rayan Clarke got really disrespectful, speaking derogatory towards RG3 and his situationships and shit like that. That's my opinion. You know, when you start talking about people's wives and things like that, it gets a little tricky, right? And first of all, Rayan Clarke doesn't have a clue what conversations RG3 is having in his household with his wife, with his kids, with his mother-in-law, so on and so forth. You don't have a clue if he's having a conversation about black women in his household or what they endure. You don't know what his wife support. You know what I mean? And then some people that doesn't understand where RG3 is coming from, I think you have to be married to understand how RG3 feels and him protecting his household as the protector, right? It's crazy out here. But the way you bring someone's wife in the mix, man, that can get tricky, man. You got to tread real lightly if you have to bring someone's wife in the mix and it's totally necessary. Got to tread lightly. All right. You know Rayan Clarke, man. Rayan Clarke, if you thought your hot take wasn't going to offend RG3 and his family, this dude got to really be bugging. If he thought his hot take wasn't going to offend RG3 and his family, dude got to be bugging. And then I hear in the tweets that Rayan Clarke said He met RG3 wife before and said how nice and wonderful of a woman she is, and then you throw them up in the mix like that. That's crazy. If you knew her too and you met her, man, these hot take artists, like Kevin Durant said, man, these hot take artists, man, they make themselves look foolish thinking they are spitting some knowledge. But in all reality, they are doing nothing but making themselves look like fools for views. That's all. Fools for views. They don't mean what they say. Like I said before, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that. If you don't mean what you say, shit'll catch up with you. They don't mean what they say. They're just trying to catch the trend to get them views and attention. Rayan Clarke is weak for that, man. In my opinion, he is weak. He did his big one. One last time, boy. He did his big one, boy. Now we got to listen to RG3. RG3 politely, I'm talking about RG3 politely, cussed his butt out. Let's check this out.
On here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clarke, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits. And Rayan Clarke has sprinted past that line. Rayan Clarke didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clarke. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Rayan Clarke is. But Rayan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Rayan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Rayan Clarke personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Rayan Clarke personally attacking me and my family. Personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
So it's a bad look for him as a man. Hope he get the help he need, my brother. Whew. RG3 ain't waste no time. He responded immediately. You hear me? He ain't waste no time to tell Rayan Clarke how horrible of a man he is after being disrespectful to his wife and family. As many people see it. You know what I mean? He ain't waste no time. But the one thing I don't agree with RG3 is RG3 says he was giving his opinion on sports. Angela Reese hates Caitlin Clarke. That's his opinion on sports. If that's where he was trying to go, he didn't put the words into correct context, you know what I mean, and make it sports related. It was more of Angela Reese has hatred for Caitlin Clarke, and she hates Caitlin Clarke. Simple as that. He didn't make it seem like it was because of basketball on the court as rivalries or things like that. basically saying it ain't no rivalry BS. She has a deep down hatred for Caitlin Clarke. And that's crazy. You know what I mean? Now, if someone comes at my wife or my family, I'm coming at you Lauderdale style. And it will never stop. I will go on and on. As y'all know and can see, I will go on and on and on. I will keep going. If you come for my family and my wife and mention my wife's name in the wrong context and so on and so forth, I'm coming for you. So you got to know how to tread lightly when you're bringing up people's wife, when using the term wife and things like that. This is not a girlfriend. This is a wife. Like I say, you got to be married to feel that pain and understand where Robert Griffin III is coming from. Rayan Clarke was out of line, man, and he should be held accountable for that foolishness, in my opinion. You know, like you say, wives and things like that, they should be held. They should be, you know, should never be brought up in these situations, unless it's in a good context and form, you know. But if anybody get disrespectful, you know, the gate's wide open. But all these hot take artists on these platforms have one thing in common. You know, they all turn company man at some point in their life and their career. They all are company men. They are willing to crash out to make their boss man happy, as you can see. RG3 said, that's a bad look for ESPN. You heard him say that? He said, Rayan Clarke, that is a bad look for ESPN. He is trying to come from for that bad that Rayan Clarke be getting. You know, he felt personal. He took that personal. And he like, hey man, ESPN. He'd be like, man, ESPN fired me, shit. Give me my job back. Give me Rayan Clarke's spot and get me back on ESPN. That's what Robert Griffin III is saying. RG3, shit, I know he missed his job. Like, give me my spot back. Give me that fool spot. He bringing up my wife and, you know, my relationship and things like that. And I was talking about hate. But Rayan Clarke, man, he's one of those kids that grew up in the hood, but didn't learn any hood values, if you know what I mean. Then he lands one of these good jobs on these big platforms and doesn't know what to say. One thing Rayan Clarke is good at, he's good at really going up there and being the spokesperson and making these hot takes and looking all professional, then packaging it up real good, articulating it well and things like that. Ooh, I'm getting all twisted up tonight. But that's one thing Rayan Clarke is good at. He's good at packaging everything up and making it look good and sound good. And yeah, I'm the front man. Let me speak about it. I don't mind speaking about it. That's who Rayan Clarke is, man. What do y'all think about this situation between Rayan Clarke, Angela Reese, Caitlin Clarke, and RG3? So many people have to do with this situation, man. There's so many people that have to deal with this situation. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications, all that, man. Make sure y'all like this live and share this live, though, man. We up, man. We're going to have some fun tonight, you know. But Mr. Rayan Clarke, man, here's my advice to you. I got some advice for you, Mr. Rayan Clarke, because I notice a trend with you. There's a trend going on with you, Mr. Rayan Clarke. Stop running to your platform when something is trending, right? Stop running to your platform when something is trending and making a fool out of yourself, because that's what you're doing every time. Something is trending, like the situation was trending with me and Prime, Coach Prime. You ran to your platform. Now this situation is trending, you run to your platform. You're making yourself look foolish. This isn't what the pivot is about. This isn't what the pivot is about, man. The pivot is about doing interviews, interviewing guests, and Rayan Clarke getting the kiki in their face. That's what the pivot is about. That's what you need to stick to doing. Stick to interviewing your guests and kikiing in their face and having a good time. That's what you do best. Rayan Clarke is not as well-rounded as he may think he is. I know he feel, you know, that he does a good job. I know he really thinks he does a good job. But a lot of times, we ain't as well-rounded as we think we are out here. We got a lot to learn, all of us. You know what I mean? Rayan Clarke, I know he doesn't think he did anything wrong. He probably is not going to apologize or whatever. But this was serious, man. This was definitely serious. Chat, y'all talk to me. What do y'all think, man? RG3, Rayan Clarke, were they both wrong? Was one wrong, one right? Or what do y'all think about this situation? I think RG3 was definitely wrong about his comments he made about Angela Reese and how he attacked her with the term hate and hatred for another basketball player, a rivalry, and things like that, right? I think he's absolutely wrong for that. And then I think Rayan Clarke was just totally out of line for him, you know, trying to double down and come for RG3 about Angela Reese and, you know, basically bring up his relationship and use the word wife in the wrong context. You gotta tread lightly when you're talking about a person's wife. You really have to tread lightly. You understand what I'm saying? But what do you think? Let's get Will up here from Wisconsin. He said they both really need to package their thoughts better. Yeah, absolutely, man. I think they have to think before they talk, right? You always need to think and slow down before you want to speak. But right now, in this new era, in this social media era, everyone wants to get their hot take. Everybody is trying to be first and speak up first. So that's the problem. They haven't registered everything, gave themselves enough time to understand and do their due diligence and you know, let everything just kind of manifest before they get up there and just, you know, start spewing nonsense. That's my opinion, man. Shout out to Wisconsin in the building. Yes, sir, Wisconsin in the building. But yeah, man, that's a good assessment. Guys need to package their thoughts better, make sure they put everything in the correct context, and you know, be mindful of people in their family, especially families and wives and things like that. You gotta be mindful. Yeah, man, we come to say what needs to be said. It ain't gonna just be all crazy and professional shit talking. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta give y'all some facts and things. You know what I see out here? I see a lot of people need a life coach. They need mentors. The older people, I ain't talking about the younger people, 30 and up, man. I think I might need to take on a new profession and, you know, start a life coaching and transition to life coaching, you know? I think I could help a lot of people. You know, I could do some mentorships and stuff like that in my own way, in my own, you know, in my own helm, own niche and things like that. But yeah, man, I got a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. I've been through a lot of situations. I mean, you name it, I've been through it. So I think I have lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that can help a lot of people out there. You know what I mean? So shout out to the chat. Yeah, that's Rayan Clarke and freaking RG3. What do y'all think about RG3 and Rayan Clarke as football players? Both very average, very, very average. If one was better than the other, I'd probably say, yeah, Rayan Clarke probably was a better football player. But I mean, extremely average players, nothing special. Yeah, ain't too much to say. Like Rayan Clarke, he was a hard hitter. He could hit hard. He sacrificed his body a lot. And he would come up and lay that wood. Yes, he would. He would. Most definitely. Yes, he would. But let's move on, man. Let's talk about Travis Hunter, man. Travis Hunter. It's still early. It's a lot early. Just mini camp, rookie mini camp and things like that is going on. But it's still early. But I do have a little evidence to support my analysis of Travis Hunter being a successful two-way player. Like I talked about in a couple episodes ago, can he be successful? Is it going to work out for him in Jacksonville? Now, you heard me speak about this, like I said. And I said that it is much easier for Travis Hunter to succeed at cornerback rather than at wide receiver. Y'all heard me say that, right? Y'all heard me say that. I'm probably the first person to say that. Now, as a receiver, he doesn't control his own destiny. Even if he is a legit prospect at receiver, he still can't throw the ball and catch it himself. Now, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback, he had back-to-back 4,000 seasons, not this past season, but a couple seasons ago, right? So he showed what he can do by throwing for 4,000 yards. But last season was a bust. Last season was, it was a bust for everybody in Jacksonville pretty much. But I can say Trevor Lawrence kind of get the job done. As far as Brian Thomas Jr. is concerned, the number one receiver right now. Brian Thomas Jr. had 1,300 yards. So you can say he kind of get this job done a little bit. You know what I mean? But one of the things I learned from Bill Belichick about being a professional was make sure we execute our practice plays just how we expect to execute on game day. That was one of the most importantest things I learned from being a Patriot and Bill Belichick. Make sure you practice how you plan on playing, right? Now, out of 5 seasons playing with Tom Brady, I played 5 seasons in New England with Brady, right? I only could remember 1 or 2 situations in practice. And I'm just gonna say 2, just to give Trevor Lawrence a little credit. It's really only 1. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. But 1 or 2 times I've seen Tom Brady miss a pass, miss a throw to a receiver in practice without a defense on the football field. I really only seen it 1 time, but I'm going to say 2 just to give Trevor Lawrence the benefit of the doubt. And that 1 time, I do remember Belichick made a big deal about it. He screamed at Tom, start the drill over. Everybody come back, Tom Brady. We cannot practice like this, blah, blah, blah. You cannot miss passes to receivers and no one is out there playing coverage. I mean, it was a big deal then. Obviously to me, I'm young and I'm a rookie and it didn't seem that bad to me at that point. I'm like, why is he making this such a big deal? And of course, the backup quarterbacks, they had it much worse than Tom Brady. They were missing passes all over the places. They practice was sloppy, just like I'm describing. The backup quarterbacks, you only could imagine. Now, Trevor Lawrence is starting off his 2025 season. Looking horrible already. It's not looking good. He's picking right off where he left off last season. 2024 to 2025. He's looking like the same quarterback. Now, of course, it's early, but that shouldn't matter when we're at the practice stage, of the season. You know what I mean? When we're at this stage, it shouldn't look this sloppy. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, like I said, I only seen this 1 time for Tom Brady. 2, to give Trevor Lawrence the benefit of the doubt. Right? 1 time. 1 time. Now let's watch Trevor Lawrence miss a simple catch and pass, a simple catch and throw drill, right? Watch Trevor Lawrence. This is nothing but a simple catch and throw drill where he's throwing to the receiver, trying to get some time and build some camaraderie between his receivers and himself. Remember, in the NFL, the pass doesn't matter. It's all about what have you done for me lately. That's what it's about. Always remember that. What have you done for me lately? Now let's check this out. Let me blow it up. It's real quick. We got 2 real quick clips. We're going to replay this one more time. As Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, and I don't know if this Brian Thomas or Travis Hunter. One of these clips is Travis Hunter. But watch Trevor Lawrence. No deep defenders out there. Watch this. Let's watch this one again. Yeah. Yeah. Not one pass, but he misses back-to-back passes, back-to-back throws. Now, I told you, Bill Belichick wouldn't go for this shit. Trevor Lawrence is a professional quarterback who should be able to complete passes in his sleep when there's no defenders out there. It's simple as that. And this may look like a non-issue to everybody out there, to the chat, to the audience and things like that. Him not completing the pass to a receiver may look like a non-issue or something very minor. But I'm telling you, this is bad. This is a bad sign. I'm telling you. I know it's early. I'm telling you as a professional, me understanding good play, great play, good quarterbacks, championship football, things of that nature. This is bad. And it, like I said, not to mention how bad they were last season. It looked like he picking up right where he left off. And I'm not sure if Trevor Lawrence is the type of quarterback that can bounce back from a bad season. Clemson, he was all world. I loved him at Clemson. So there's so many unanswered questions when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? And I thought he was awesome at Clemson. I thought he was going to be the next Peyton Manning, the next Drew Brees, the next great in the NFL. But I don't know if it's him or if it's Jacksonville. Hopefully this new coach does something, helps him out a lot better than his past coaches. Then we still have to see what Travis Hunter, see how Travis Hunter athleticism can take over in NFL. Can it take over the same way it did in college? That is still yet to be determined. How well Travis Hunter athleticism can take over NFL. Can it do the same that it did in college? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure how technically sound Travis Hunter can be at wide receiver. I know he's a hell of an athlete. I'm not debating that. But how technically sound he can be as a wide receiver, because you have to be technically sound. Your routes have to be precise at a certain number. You got to be able to come in and out of breaks. Yes, he has all the talent to do that. Yes, he has all the talent to do it. Now, his route running isn't the best of the best, which he has a lot of time to work on and to perfect. His route running isn't the best of the best. A lot of people would agree. A lot of people won't say it, though. They won't say it out loud, but a lot of people may agree because he's such a tremendous athlete. But how good of a receiver he can be, and can he run great routes or learn to run great routes, learn spacing and things like that, and be very disciplined. It's all still to be determined, right? But Trevor Lawrence, it's not looking good, man. It's going to be hard. I'm telling you. We're going to see if this is going to be a down year for Travis Hunter because of the quarterback play, right? He is going to make sure he plays receiver. That is his number one position, his number one goal. But he needs help. He can't do it by himself. He can't throw the ball to himself. He can catch it, but he can't throw it to himself. You know what I mean? So I want to see him at cornerback. Yes, he's going to be a great cornerback. But I wanted to bring y'all a little evidence to let y'all see what I'm talking about as far as it goes, that he needs help to be successful at wide receiver. When you can just go out there at cornerback right now and do your thing, you know what I mean? Y'all let me know, man. What do y'all think about Travis Hunter? Again, is he going to be successful playing both ways? Or not just playing both ways and average? Can he be a Pro Bowler at wide receiver and cornerback? Or can he be a Pro Bowler, all pro at one and a Pro Bowl at the other? You know what I mean? Y'all tell me, do you think he's going to be able to handle that pressure, that the physical nature of the game, playing both ways, the hydration aspect? There's so many things that he has to overcome that he has yet to see. And yeah, he's going to find out soon. But, we supporting Travis Hunter. We're going to continue to follow Travis Hunter, and we wish him all the best. I hope he nails it. I hope he's the first All-Pro at wide receiver and cornerback in the same year. I hope he does something amazing. But the reality of it is, man, I'm telling you, man, at me playing cornerback, it was very hard. It was very tough and grueling on the body. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what it is. He's a smart guy, though. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. So, you know, man, we don't let Shannon Sharpe live around here. We got to get on old Uncle Shay, Granddaddy Unc. If y'all don't know, that's what I call him, Granddaddy Unc. You know what I mean? Hey, but I'm starting to love this little, podcast show thing going live. Man, I be eager. I be so eager to come up here and spit to y'all and talk with y'all and see how y'all doing and vibe and all that good stuff, man. It's just sometimes it take a little while to build up enough content just so I don't have to come on here for 15 minutes and 20 minutes and jump on off. I want to stay on here for an hour. I don't be wanting to get off when it's time to get off, to tell y'all the truth. I be vibing out. Y'all know I'm a professional shit talker. I love to talk that shit. This bring me back in the Philadelphia days and the New England Patriot days when I'm at practice and I get to talk shit all day and dare them to throw the ball at me. That's right. I dare them to throw the ball at me and they won't throw it at me. Y'all know how good that felt? That felt amazing. I'm out here all day and I could talk. I could say whatever I want. Donovan McNabb, I dare you to throw the ball this way. You so scared of me. I picked you off in New England and I'm picking you off 9 practice. Deshaun Jackson can't get open on me. Jeremy Maclin can't get open on me every day. And guess what? They got to throw the ball the other way. Man, those days, man. That's fun, man. And they used to be game planning for me. And we got a game. We're playing New York Giants. Y'all supposed to be working on your plays that you're getting ready for the, New York Giants. But them were the good old days, man. Hey, I reached out. Hey, let me tell you, man. I got my fingers crossed, right? Say what needs to be said. I'm going to let y'all know, man, since y'all on this live with me tonight. I'm hoping on a situation that I could close a deal with a co-host. I think it'll be explosive. I think it'll be a really good deal and we can make some noise. I'm talking about some noise. And he's a cowboy. Y'all might not like that. So it'll be a cowboy and Eagles thing going on. And he's very expressive. He loves to express himself. He talk his shit. Man, I think we can run it up and we can take over this podcast game. All I need is me a great co-host, and man, it's going up. It's going super up. But Shannon Sharpe, man, old Shannon Sharpe, we got to revisit the video with Shannon Sharpe, giving some horrible advice about what should transpire when 2 people meet each other. Yep, that's right. Old Unc Shannon Sharpe is out here trying to give advice to whoever's listening. Who will listen to Unc Shannon Sharpe at this point in his life? I have no clue, right? He may think he got all the answers because he's older and he may think he has a little wisdom. But in all actuality, Unc Shannon Sharpe is nothing but lost in the sauce. He done outgrew his prime and he's still trying to hold on. That's one thing I learned. The older you get, you try to hold on to that prime. You know what I mean? That prime gone. And it's funny because you be in your prime, but you might not be as rich as you want to be. But you get older, then you get rich, then you want to be back in your prime. No, it don't work like that. Go on and accept your life where you at. 56 years old, that prime is gone, brother. Let it go. It's all over with. You lost in the sauce. These young things can run laps around you. Now, all you have is a check to spend on a left and a right cheek. And he can't let it go. The one thing he can't let go that I see from Unc Shannon Sharpe is he can't let go of that superior attitude. Yes, he has a superior attitude. And it's so blatant to me because I always look at both sides of every situation. And then you'll see when someone speaks about situations, most of the time they're one-sided. And one-sided people tend to be selfish. Just very selfish people. If you brought a scenario to me right now and said, hey, man, X, Y, and Z, he did this to me, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, so what did you do? I would dig deeper to find out both sides, Let's listen to old Unc Shannon Sharpe, man. Let's check him out. He think he preaching the word to Ocho Cinco and hyping him up. And Ocho's just hyping him up, man. It's so funny. He really out here think he preaching the word. But old Ocho Cinco gonna make him feel good. He really think he hyping him. I mean, he really think he preaching the word.
At some point, even though you don't want to deal with no BS.
Let me start it over. All right, here we go. Like I said, I'm revisiting this video right here. last time I played, this was an extension of the Shedeur Sanders video of him talking about how Shedeur Sanders should feel based on what people saying and whatnot. But let's get into it. Let's start over. And this video here is courtesy of Tasha K. I don't know if y'all know who Tasha K is, you know what I mean? So you might hear in the background and things like that. So let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Standing at some point, even though you don't want to deal with no BS, it come with something.
Yeah, Ocho, I think the thing is that what I've learned in my life is that you're dating a person's past and all the trauma that's in that past.
It's a word. It's a word.
And people don't understand that.
No.
And the thing is that people don't put on their resume. Because if I have to fill out something, you think I'm gonna put my worst attributes on that resume?
No.
I'm gonna put my best foot forward.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why I should have this job, not the reasons why I shouldn't.
That's right.
So if a person wants to be in a relationship, they're gonna tell you all the things and show you all the things, the reasons why you should select he or her in that relationship.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that.
It's not what you know that hurts you. It's what you find out that hurts you. I'm done, Ocho. I ain't finished, Ocho. I'm done. I'm done, Ocho. I'm done. I'm done.
Well, Ocho good, boy. Hey, Ocho a good hype man, boy. He hype Unc up real good. Got him think he really preaching. Now, if Shannon Sharpe is insinuating that when he meets people or he meets someone, they should put their intentions on the table, including their agenda or whatever else it may be. If that's what he's insinuating, that's wild. Because Mr. Granddaddy Unc, Shannon Sharpe, knows God doggone well he ain't telling these little 24-year-old young ladies what his agenda is and what his intentions is. Because he damn sure has intentions and an agenda as well. Right? He ain't gonna tell someone up front all the crazy allegations that he got going up against him or the allegations in his past, right? He ain't finna put that up front, but he's gonna say someone else should do it. You see? You see how that superior ego attitude, all that stuff comes together? He feels that people need to basically fill out an application to get to know him. But he don't need to fill out an application. It's crazy, man. Man, when you're Shannon Sharpe's age, above 50 and single, love is not the expectations not the expectation in a relationship anymore. When you're above 50, love ain't the expectation. At that point, it's really an arrangement. When you're 50 plus years old, I don't see it as nothing but an arrangement. I mean, of course, you have deceptions to every situation, you know what I mean? You know, maybe one out of every 10, one out of every 20 older relationships may fall in love or find love, you know what I mean? But just like we seen in the text messages and court documents about Shannon Sharpe relationship, all his relationships is an arrangement. That's basically what you get, right? And his most recent relationship with the young lady was obviously a arrangement, but Shannon Sharpe so egotistical, right? He's so egotistical. He thought that the little young girl was in love with him. He thought he had her wrapped around his finger. He like, I got this little young thing. She listen to everything I say. She gonna do everything I want her to do. And then boom, like he said, what are your intentions? No, fool, what was your intentions? What did you do? At the end of the day, fellas, I don't know everybody's age out there, right? But at the end of the day, y'all listen to me, man. This is where my wisdom, my life coach experience, my mentorship can come into play. Y'all listen to me. And you got all type of different communities out there. You got the red pill community. You got the married community. You got the, you know, I mean, you got the, you know, going both ways community. You got all type of different communities out there, you know. But if you plan on not being lonely when you're older and having to deal with arrangements without any love, you better find someone to build with immediately. Find someone to build with immediately. Because the younger you can find a solid woman to grow with, trust, and submit to you, the better life will be. I'm telling you, I promise you. If you could find all those things before the age of 30, or you know what I mean, or maybe 25 or younger, I don't know. The younger you can find these relationships to grow and build with, the better life will be. Don't listen to these red pill communities that bash women and talk down about women and encourage everybody to be single. Don't listen to that stuff. Because a good woman gonna help you grow in life, man. And anything you are doing, a good woman gonna help you grow. So, hey, that's my advice to y'all out there, man. Find someone to grow with, someone to challenge you, someone that, you know, that y'all lead each other, y'all help each other out. You grow. She can submit to you because you can be the leader she needs you to be. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's Monday Night Vibes, man. We had to come in and we had to come on here and talk about RG3 and Rayan Clarke. You know Rayan Clarke, man, he is a hot mess, man. Rayan Clarke is I don't know what fool got going on. But look, Q&A, what y'all got for me? Y'all talk to me. Anything in the chat? Anything I miss out there in the world before I get off this hot take? Y'all got any questions for me? Anything trending on Twitter before I miss it? You know what I mean? You know, I might probably be back on here Thursday night. Probably jump back on here Thursday night, little episode. Got a little situation, little family emergency. I got to hit the road, man. Y'all send prayers up for the Pops, man. Pops, it's going through a little situation. My Pops, man, he about 72 years old. That's one man I seen is like invincible. He done beat it all, man. He done lived it all, did it all. I mean, he grew up in the 80s. He done seen it all, did it all, and he survived it all. So he's a strong man. And one thing he always expressed to me was, you know, at his funeral and things like that, when he transitions to the afterlife, he always expressed to me, you don't want nobody crying at his funeral. You want everybody to be excited, having a good time, enjoying himself. So, you know what I mean? Y'all send them prayers up for the Samuel family and Pops, things like that. But say what needs to be said, Monday Night Vibes. Let me give a shout out to Wisconsin one more time before we leave, man. Shout out to Will Leverson, man. Hey, son, which team secondary is the best, is in the best shape of this upcoming season? Which team, what secondary is in the best shape this upcoming season? Let me think about that really quick. Man, let me see. Eagles got rid of Darius. Big play Slay. I ain't gonna call him Darius. Big play Slay. You know? Is it Pittsburgh? Is it the Pittsburgh Steelers with Joey Porter and big play Slay? I don't know. The safeties, who they got? Fitzpatrick? I don't know, man. I got to think about that. I got to really think about that. I can't really think of it right off the top of my head. But if I had to go with, I guess I'll go with Pittsburgh right off the rip. What's the other cornerback duos out there that I'm missing? Anybody I'm missing? Anybody that I'm missing out there? But yeah, man, I like how you said Quinyamos Bay. Quinyamos Bay out there, your young boy. I like what he's doing at Philly. Man, he's big, he got good size, got good speed, and he understands leverage and how to play the ball. That's the most important thing. Understanding how to play the ball. You understand? So yeah, did y'all hear Alexander to Dallas? Oh, did Dallas sign Jair Alexander already? Is that a done deal? Did I miss that? Answer real quick to me, Leverson. Shout out to Wisconsin in the building. Just my little take on Jair Alexander. Like I spoke on him before. I don't know if y'all seen the episode, but he's more of a what I call the chance taker, like they try to say about me, but that's totally not the truth. You know, he gives a lot, but he makes a lot of plays, right? If he can minimize giving up so much and make more than he give up, you know, Jair would change his trajectory of, you know, his NFL career, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I know the Packers let him go, but did Dallas sign him yet? I ain't know if Dallas had they loaded up on him. But if they signed him, I don't know. Because they already got Jerron Barron, right? Who they got? How you say it? Bland. Jerron, I don't know, Bland, the other cornerback, number 26. I really like. Oh, speaking of that, there we go. Yeah, the best team, the best secondary and the best position in NFL this season, I got to go with the Dallas Cowboys. I like their secondary. I got to jog my memory real quick to understand or remember who they had at free safety. But yeah, with Trayvon Diggs. No, not Trayvon. Is it Trayvon? Yeah, it's Trayvon Diggs and Bland. I don't know who they got at safety, but I remember a safety last season. I can't think. It'd be hard to remember names real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Dallas, man. I like those two boys at cornerback. They get their hands on a lot of ball, make a lot of plays and things like that. So, hey, that team right there is possible to have 15 to 20 interceptions just at the cornerback. You know, that's a huge accomplishment if the defense can do that. But Dallas Cowboys can't mess with my Eagles, you know what I mean? So say what needs to be said. Monday night vibes. Hey, we vibed out tonight, man. I hope the boys, you know, talk it out, get to a better understanding. Rayan Clarke seems like he doesn't feel he's going to apologize and isn't going to apologize to RG3. And we got to see where this is going to take everybody, because this is hot and spicy. And yeah, salute. Monday night vibes. Till next time. Shout out to Wisconsin in the building. Shout out to NA. NA always coming through. I still don't know his name, but shout out to NA. Monday night vibes. We out.